Hello and welcome. This is me, Arsalan, and you're watching Growth Mindset. Today we will be going through choose function, which seems to be a very simple function, but when combined with other functions, it becomes a formidable force. At a very basic level, the choose function can enable you to find the value in the list by specifying its position. Then later on, we're going to see advanced uses that are certainly worth learning. And let's dive into the examples and see how we can use choose function instead of nested if functions, and how we can combine choose function with VLOOKUP to look the value on the left side of the lookup value, which is not possible when you're only using the VLOOKUP formula. So let's see. In this example, we will be going through simple choose function, that how it works. We write choose, we select choose. The first argument is the index number, which we're going to pick from this cell, and then we are going to give values. We have 4 values over here. The first value is this, second is this, third is this, and fourth is this. We close the bracket and we press enter. Now for instance, if we give number 1, it is going to pick up the first value, that is Adam. If we change it by 3, it is going to pick up the third value, which is Rick. So as we change, it changes dynamically. But there are limitations to the choose function. The first limitation is that the number of values to choose from is limited to 254. For instance, if we go in this formula, we see that we have 4 values at this point in time. That is B4, B5, B6 and B7. And we can go up to 254 values. Second limitation is that if the index number is less than 1 or greater than the number of values in the list, then the value error is returned. For instance, if we have anything below 1, that is anything, we pick 0.5 and it returns an error. We give it 0.8 and it returns an error. Likewise, we have 4 values in this formula. So if you're going to type 5, again it is going to return an error. But if we are going to type anything between 1 to 4, the arguments that we have given, it is going to return the exact name. This is the second limitation, that if the index number is less than 1 or greater than the number of values in the list, then it is going to return a value error. And lastly, if the index number argument, which is cell A9, is a fraction, it is truncated to the lowest integer. For instance, if I type 2.2, it is going to be treated as 2. If I type 4.5, it is going to be treated as 4. So anything that is a fraction, it is truncated to the lowest integer. Let's move on to another example how we may use choose function. In this example, we will be seeing that how we may use choose function instead of nested ifs. But we begin by nested if, that how we may apply nested if. For instance, if we have this scorecard and we want to have grades over here automatically written by using the nested if formula, let's see how it works. We're going to begin with if, we select if, and as a logical test we state if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 90, then as a result we want grade A. We put a comma, we nest if, that is if within an if formula. We write if, we select if, and we state that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 80, then we want B as the grade. We again nest by if formula, and we state that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 70, then we want a C grade. If the value is false, then we want D. Close the bracket for the first if, second if, and third if. We press enter and we get the result.
But before copying and pasting it, we need to fix all of these cells, that is B6, B7, B8 and B9. We fix all these cells by pressing F4, and now we press enter. We copy it by pressing Ctrl C and we paste it, and now you can see for 91 it is A, for 24 it is D because it is falling in this range, for 75 it is C, it is falling between 70 and 79, and 86 is B. Now let's see that how we can achieve the same results using the choose formula. Is equal to, we write choose, we select it from here. Now we need to give the index number. We will be placing another bracket, and as a logical test we will be giving that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 0, we close the bracket, we add it, and we open another bracket, and we say that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 70, we close the bracket, we add it, we begin another bracket, we again state that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 80, close the bracket, we add it, and we open another bracket, and we again give the logical test that if this cell is going to be greater than equal to 90, close the bracket. Now we have the index number. Whenever any of these criteria is going to be met, then it is going to be acting as a 1. If the first argument is true, then it is going to be calculated as 1. If this argument is going to be true, then it is going to be calculated as 1. So, and wherever it is going to be false, it is going to be treated as 0, and the summation of all these 4 logical tests that we have given over here are going to give us an index number. Now we will be typing the values. For this cell being greater than 0, the first value is going to be D, that is cell B9. The second value is going to be cell B8. The third value is going to be cell B7. We place another comma, and the fourth value is going to be cell B6. Now we close the bracket and press enter. We go once again in the cell and we select all the 4 values, that is B9, B8, B7 and B6. We press F4 and we fix all of these cells. Now we press enter, we copy it and paste it down, and we can see that we have received the same results as above. If we change it to anything, and it changes accordingly. So this is how we can use the choose function to achieve our results. For understanding the choose function, we can have a look at this example. For instance, in the case of this row where we have grade D, we can see that we have an argument over here which states C21 is greater than 0. The first argument over here is true. The next argument, that cell C21 is greater than 70, which is false. C21 is greater than 80, it is also false, and C21 is greater than 90, which is another false. So as a result, we have a true over here and 3 false. So it means that we have 1 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0, and as a result of that we have index number of 1 over here, and we have 4 values, that is D, C, B, A. The first value D has been selected. If we look in the example above where we have grade A, we can see that C20 is greater than 0. Yes, it is 91. C20 is greater than 70. Yes, it is 91. C20 is greater than equal to 80. Yes, it is true. And C20 is greater than 90. It is true. So we have 4 trues. Index number is going to be 4. We have 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 over here, and this is first, second, third and fourth. So it selects the 4th value and it returns an A. Now we will be seeing another example where we have sales brackets and commission percentages. We are going to determine that what is going to be the commission amount using the choose function. We apply choose, we write choose, we select from here, and for index number we'll be starting another bracket. Now if this cell is going to be greater than or equal to 1000, we close the bracket, we add it, we open another bracket, we give the second logical test that if this cell is going to be greater than or equal to 2001, which is the beginning of second bracket, we close the brackets, we add another logical test. If this cell is greater than or equal to 4001, we close the bracket. Now we have the arguments for the index number, and now as a result, if cell C32 is greater than or equal to 1000, then we want this percentage. We're going to fix it by pressing F4. We need to multiply it with the sales value. To put bracket around it. For second value, we begin the brackets and we say that anything that is falling between 2001 and 4000 is going to be 5%. We're going to fix this cell and we're going to multiply it with the sales revenue. We close the bracket. We begin another bracket for giving the third value, and we say that anything over 7%, we fix the cell, is going to be multiplied by the sales revenue. We close the bracket. We put another bracket to close the choose formula and we press enter. We copy it and we paste it down, and here we have the results. We can check any of the figure manually. 2500 falls in this range, so simply 2500 into 5% and we have the result. So this is how the choose function may be used instead of nested if functions for getting the better, flexible and easier way to carry out your task if you can just understand the logics of the choose function. Now let's move on to next example. Here in these two examples we will be seeing that if we have name of these 10 countries and we want to randomly generate the data, then how we may use the choose function to do so. We will write choose, we select it, and we want a random between, select this, we want figures randomly between 1 to 10, the countries that have been mentioned over here. And now we are going to give the values. We are going to be selecting all of these 10 countries. And we close the bracket. Now we go in the formula, we select all the values and we press F4 and we fix all the cells. And now we copy it and paste it down, and here we have the random countries appearing. We have combined the random, between and choose formula to generate the random results. Next example, we will be seeing that how we may use the choose formula to do a left VLOOKUP, because VLOOKUP formula looks to the right of the lookup value, but in this case the lookup value is going to be the student name, which is on the right side. We break the formula into two. We write choose and we start the curly braces. We put 1, we put 2, we close the curly braces, and then we give the first value, which is going to be the student's name, and then we're going to put comma and we're going to give the range, which is the score range, and we are going to make it the second value, and we close the bracket. We don't get the result, but we are going to copy this formula, and now we are going to apply the VLOOKUP formula. We select VLOOKUP, and the lookup value is going to be the student name, and table array is going to be the formula that we have written over here. Just going to paste it, and the column index number is, this is the first column and this is going to be the second column, so we put 2. We want exact match, we select false, we close the bracket and we press enter. Now we give any name as lookup value and it returns us the score. So you see that it is changing dynamically. And we can use the choose formula to do a left VLOOKUP, which is not possible if we are using only the VLOOKUP formula. But by combining the choose function with the VLOOKUP, we can do a left VLOOKUP. If we want to return a custom day or month name from date, then we may use the choose formula. So we write choose, and we want weekdays, so we use the weekday formula. We select weekday, we select the date, we close the bracket, and the return values will be, for example, we will want the abbreviation of weekdays, so we want Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So we close the values by a bracket and we press enter, we copy it and we paste it down, and here we have our custom day name from the date. And likewise, if we want to have the month name, so we may go for choose formula, we select choose, we select the cell, but before that we may write month, we select the cell, we close the bracket, and now we give the values starting from Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, close the bracket. It is not giving any value because we have given the data till July. So if we just extend our values to complete year, and if we now we copy it, and we're going to get our custom month name from the date, and we may change the abbreviations as we like to get the desired results. Now you have seen that how the simple choose function can have many different uses if combined with other functions.
Well, that's all for today. If you think that you've gained something from this tutorial, then make sure that you hit like and subscribe button. Make sure that you give your comments down below in the comment section. And that's all for today. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.